Hi there, this is Lana the Comedian Medium. I'm doing this a little different. I originally taped this where you're looking at me. And what I decided to do is I'm gonna the very first thing I'm showing you is a ghost picture. I just want to point this out. I'm gonna tell you the story because you need to know. Now, I'm having a really hard time downloading this picture onto my computer screen. I'm actually a media specialist, but the media that I have is from 2008, and it's on old materials. So as I get a little better, I'm going to end up like downloading it. But I want to show you something. This is where the face was. See his face right here, this as he walks. His eye, his hat, his beard. Okay? So I'm going to tell you the background of all of this. And I have another picture of just his head. And I'm going to be posting that later. Just his head. I mean, you can see it's just a head. Okay? But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tell you the story about this so that you understand. Now, you make up your mind if you don't think this is real, because that's okay. Because, I am a medium. I have been a closet medium for quite a while. Probably about 15 years. And it's just the last 4 or 5 years I'm coming out because people people are mean to me. People that call me names. Well, I'm going to tell you, God knows the truth. And I actually, not only am I a medium, not only am I psychic, I do cards, all that stuff, but I also ghost hunt and I clear houses. Now, some people might go, well, what do you mean? Well, I actually go into houses and I clear them from their energy and I send the spirits on their way, usually to heaven. They can cross over. Now, they may have a reason why they haven't crossed over. It could be guilt. It could be all kinds of stuff. But they don't do it. They're stuck. And I'm honestly going to tell you that I want you to listen to my story so that you understand why I'm doing this now. Okay? So first of all, this was about 2008 or 9, maybe even 10. I'm not sure, but it's been a very long time. And I have some friends of mine who are interested in this kind of stuff, and they're psychics too. So we decided we're going to go to a place called Weary Road in Evansville, Wisconsin. It actually has its own website, you guys. So if you think it's not just me, then okay, whatever. But so we go out there and we park our car, and it's pitch black. And I have an old camera at the time that it wasn't even a camera on your phone. It was just one of those old-fashioned 8-pixel whatever photo, like that. And so I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, when I'm sitting there and I had all kinds of kind of odd things happen, but that's a whole bunch of stories. I'm writing a book about all this stuff too, by the way. So you'll have to read it. But, and so I'm out there, and my friend who's a sensitive who can see things, I feel and hear. I can see them on occasion, but I don't like to see them on occasion because they scare me. Sometimes they show us how they died, and it scares me a little. So anyway, so I'm out there, and she goes, oh my God, take a picture. Look, he's standing right in front of our car, like right next to the door. And I'm like, yeah, right. And I can't feel him, but then I'm like, wait, I heard somebody. I'm like, I think he's here. I can feel it, And so I snapped the picture, and a couple minutes later, I looked and I felt something, and I snapped another picture, and that's when I got his face. Now, here it gets weirder, because you know what? He's no longer there. So if you were to go out there to where I'm at, and I will tell you why he's no longer there, I sent him home. Now, that night, my friend and I, we drove home, and we looked at the pictures. We couldn't believe what we saw. We were like, you got to be kidding me. And I've always gotten ribbon energies. I've gotten all kinds of different orbs, but never an actual human being, like with a face. You can see the face, and this is the same face on my other photo. Now, I don't have that. I got to figure out how to get that downloaded to you. This one is on my Facebook. It's on Lana the Painting Medium, and it's in the album called Ghosts, because I have several ghost pictures. Okay, so I told you I have a lot of stories. So, I go that night to bed, and while I'm asleep, I have this dream, and I see this marble staircase with this long column. It kind of looks like Greek or something, and I'm standing on it, and I look up, and there's this guy smiling at me. I didn't recognize who he was. He had a hat on. He had a beard, just like the picture. You can see the beard, the beard right there. And he goes, "Thank you so much." And I go, "Wow, what?" And he goes, "Thank you for having someone take me home. I had prayed to Michael that someone would come and get him to go home. And he thanked me. He goes, and I'm going to help you from any way I can from the other side. So whenever you need me, you call me and I will help you. And I thought, wow. Well, in the dream, I all of a sudden realized, hey, I'm in heaven. I got to go back to earth. This sucks. And I started to cry in my dream. And my husband said I woke up just sobbing. Okay. And so, okay. So I'm thinking nothing much about it. I have told many of my clients about it. And about 3 months after this, about maybe 3 years actually, but I mean, after I had talked to a couple of people about 3 months later, somebody called me up and they go, guess what? I found in the newspaper. Now, this is not substantiated, but I believe what she said because she said she found it clear as bell. She's going to send it to me, never did. She goes, in the 80s, there was a guy on Weary Road that was raking his leaves. And I had told them like many times this guy's name was Jim. I'm like, I don't know why, but he's saying his name is Jim. I'm like, okay. Well, she goes, there was a guy, and his name is Jim or James, that died on Weary Road while raking leaves. His hair, his coat and his clothes caught on fire, and he burned to death. And so I'm like, well, that's why he's on fire. That makes total sense. And now I kind of like it substantiated everything I'm saying. So people can believe me if they want. They can say I'm crazy, I want, but I do know I'm doing good by helping people get across. And with that said, I'm going to be posting another picture of the face because you can see his hat, you can see his beard. He's got like a pointy face and it's just his head. It's kind of weird. But I'm having a hard time. I would show it to you right now on my computer, but the computer that I've got is like 10 years old. It's very old and it's just not downloading properly. So I want to print it out so that I can take a picture like I did with this one. But I just want to let you know that if you think this stuff isn't real, you better guess again. And especially as somebody who does it a lot all the time. I've got hundreds and hundreds of stories like this. And I'll be coming out with a book pretty soon, but I'm going to be sharing a lot of them on Facebook. So with that said, I just want you to know that people that are my followers, I've got 1,000 now. I'm looking for my next goal is 10,000. And as I get more into this, I've got hundreds and hundreds of pictures. I know the stories of some of them. I've got orbs. I know that sounds weird. I got wood sprites. I know that sounds crazy. I had to ask what it was. I didn't even know. I had to ask. It's hard to find when you're a master psychic, somebody that's above you. But I do have friends that are Native American shaman that are above me. And so I had to ask them. So with that said, I'm going to leave you guys. You guys can determine what this is. You can believe me. You can not believe me. I guess it doesn't matter, but I do want to share with you that if you think that this isn't real, you better guess again. You better do some hard searching. Blessings. Namaste. My followers, I'm going to be doing some readings for you coming up in love in the next week or so. Namaste.